Ladies and gentlemen, Charles here. How you doing? Hey, I've got such good friends here in Serbia. One of my favorite people, this kid from from Norway, gave me a ton of sausages, homemade sausages. Beautiful. It's got some little coating on it. Oh, William is such a good man. Today, I just want to answer some questions here real quick for a lady. Every time I say real quick, it ends up being an hour, so let's get busy. It's an American girl. She says, "Hi, Charles, how are you? I'm Kerrs, by the way. I watched your video when I wasn't busy, and I'm glad that you are always honest in giving advice for all of those who want to visit Serbia. I'm an American citizen, but my family is from Portugal and Spain. I'm going to visit my dad in Spain, and I'm planning to stop in Serbia for at least a week this summer, and this is my first time to visit the country, and I'm kind of worried. I just have a few questions. Hope you don't mind. Number one, do you think it would be better to bring cash instead of credit cards? Because I remember in one of your videos, credit cards seem pretty much useless. It's what I think. I hate to go through all of that chaos. First of all, credit cards, they're used in many, many big places if you go to. Like hotels, they take them, of course. Nice restaurants, they take them. But in general is what I'm talking about. A lot of little places don't really take them. It's more of a cash society here, more so than the West. ATMs, I have problems, and a lot of the Americans I know that come here have some problems, sometimes with the ATM, your debit card. I have a Bank of America savings account ATM card that doesn't work here because there's no, there's no Visa or MasterCard logo, and there's no, on the back of our cards, sometimes they'll say, crap. There's some little term that it says on there, but it doesn't have that on mine. I've also got prepaid cards. Account now doesn't work in Serbia. Green Dot does not work in Serbia. Spin Cash or something like that does not work here at the ATMs. So be careful with that. That's all I was saying, but it's easy to open a bank account. I know you're only going to be here for 7 days, but you can bring traveler's checks and you can go to any bank. This country is like filled with banks. You'll find a bank every single block you go to. So that's what I would really recommend, probably traveler's checks, unless you want to carry around a big wad of cash. The current exchange rate is good for the American dollar. One American dollar is like 104 or 105 dinara, so it's a pretty good deal. So that's my 2 cents on that. What place is safest to exchange dollars other than the banks? I wouldn't go to the bank. The exchange rate's pretty crappy. It's best to kind of look around. Here there's something called a minjachnica, and it's one of the hardest things to get to say. I hate it. It's a big long word, but that means money exchange. Here in Serbia, they're everywhere. It's not like there's one in a city. There's like one every 2 meters here. All in the centers of the city. You'll find them everywhere. Most people speak English, and they give good rates usually, but they'll have usually out front, they'll have like the rates or a little chart so you can look and compare. Never hurts to compare. You'll make a few dinara. I'm bringing a friend. She is Serbian, but she has never been there her whole life. Do you think we need a tour guide to go to these places that we want, or just a map would be enough? Serbians are really good at speaking English, like I've stated in many things. Don't try to ask people over 40, because most of them don't speak English. But people under 30, people under 20, almost all of them do, and they'll be able to help you. They'll be happy to help some American ladies that are interested in their country. But also, I'm getting my tour stuff together here, and I've got some wonderful tour guides that I could actually hook you up. I've got some wonderful tours that we've got designed. We've got cheap, we've got all the way to expensive, very detailed tours. So I'll send you a listing for that if you give me your email, because you sent this on YouTube, and I'll send you some ideas, and I'll get you in contact with some wonderful people. I can get you boys, girls, men, women, whatever you want, and we'll make sure you have a wonderful time. But it's sufficient. You can get around Novi Sad and Belgrade and things like that, Niš, without a guide. But it's always good to have a guide, because then you get to know the actual things that go on there, that happen there. What's the best hotel around Niš or Novi Sad? If you're looking, it totally depends, because hotels come in all shapes and sizes here. You can go the extreme budget, or you can go the best of the best, 5-star. Here in Novi Sad, probably my choice for the nicest hotel, if you want to spend about $100 a night, I think the cheapest room is about 8,000 dinara, which is about $80. So it's like a normal hotel back home, but it's probably Hotel Tvrđava, which means like fortress. It's up on top of Petrovaradin Fortress, gorgeous place. So it's a really nice hotel, nice restaurant, and the best view you'll ever see. But it's about $100 a night, a little over that for a nicer room. What else? There's a Hotel Novi Sad. It's it's a little less price. Then there's some right in the center of the city here that are pretty nice, and you're looking at probably $40 a night, $50 a night is what it would be for a hotel here. You can get like a hostel for $10 if you're interested in that. Also, the hostels here, they all have private rooms if you're interested in that. It's about 25 euros or 30 euros, but sometimes you got to share bathrooms on that. I don't know if you're interested in that. When you said in Niš. My choice for a hotel in Niš is a place called My Place. It's Hotel My Place. That's what it's called in English even. And it's right in the center, so easy to get to. You're right along the river. You've got a beautiful view of the fortress in Niš, which is one of the most pretty parts of the city. And it's not that expensive. Maybe 30 euros is what it is. There's a really nice one if you're interested in a 5-star hotel. They just put it in there, and I cannot, for the life of, Hotel Grand it is. And it's right close to the center of the city also. And it's expensive though. It's like maybe probably $60 or $70 a night. There's also little hostels all around the city and some different places you can stay. But Hotel My Place is a good place. I've stayed there before. Have you ever been robbed in Serbia? No, never, ever, ever have I been robbed here. Knock on wood. But like in any country, if you're in a big city, you just got to be careful. Actually, wait, I take that back. I have been robbed, but not of money. A little gypsy child. A lot of times at the bus stations, I'm not picking on gypsies. They're called Roma to be particular here, not to sound racist, but they did pickpocket. I had my computer bag, and they reached in and took something from a unzipped pouch, and it was my passport. So they stole my passport, and they stole a phone that I had in there. But that's a problem here at a lot of the bus stations. There's a large Roma population, and a lot of them tend to be poor, and sometimes that can happen. On buses, things like that, because people are really packed in there. But as of robbed, any physical harm or anything like that, never. I am a forgetful guy. I've left my phone many places. I've left my computer before. I've left this camera on tables and left and came back, and they left it there. One time I left my wallet with a lot of money in it in Zrenjanin on a little traffica late at night. Went back, walked about 10 minutes away, ran back there. It was still there. Somebody turned it in. Such good people here. They don't have money, but they're raised to be decent. So don't worry about being robbed or any harm coming to you. So many women that I talk to, foreigners that come here, love it. And they said they feel extremely safe here in this country. What places do we need to avoid? Really, there's nothing that I would say that is a place you really need to avoid. Maybe sometimes, excuse me, my spaghetti's boiling over, how unprofessional. But maybe sometimes those soccer matches, football matches here during the city, they have lots of police everywhere because there's hooligans. The fans for both teams in Europe, soccer fans are kind of crazy sometimes. But when it comes to women, nothing. I mean, you don't have to worry about rapes and things like that here in this country. There's some parts of the city where a lot of the Roma population lives in certain cities. My friends tell me be careful there because they're very poor people. And there can be a lot of drunk kids in the center of the cities at night because here you can drink on the streets and things and in the center of towns, but just kids, you don't have to worry really about anything. You're going to have a great time. It's very safe. How nice is nice when you're talking about the people of Serbia? Just asking. Sorry for that. It's just that it's going to be our first time to visit the country. How nice is nice? Nice is as nice as you can get, I would say, to a foreigner. Serbian people tell me that they're not that nice to each other, but when it comes to a foreigner having problems, needing assistance, the regular Serbian person that you stop to ask for help will help you, will walk you to your destinations, will strike up conversations with foreigners in coffee shops, restaurants, just like to be around people, foreigners. A lot of them don't get the chance to talk to a lot of foreigners, so it interests them. And they're very kind, they're very hospitable. When you get to know one, they'll invite you to their home for dinners, fix you lots of food. And their families don't have money, but they do it anyway. And that's one reason I stay here, that I'm still here, is because of the Serbian people. I work with all the Serbian kids that are going to the USA on the summer program through the U.S. government. Love these kids, love these people so much. They've really touched me in a positive way. And every foreigner, not just me, that I encounter, I write about on my blog, I make video interviews with and stuff, all of them say the same thing. They were blown away at how kind these people are. When you go up to them and you tell them you're a foreigner, you're from somewhere, people are interested in you, and it makes you feel special. So that's it. You asked me one other question on your reply. What did you say? Hi, Charles. Good morning. Thank you for reading my email. I know you're busy. I appreciate it. You're one of my favorite people. Oh, because you're giving real opinions about Serbia. I'm glad you haven't tried to butter it up when answering questions. No, I really don't. You can ask one more question. Is there any rental car companies around Serbia? Yeah, there's quite a few of them, especially in Belgrade. You can find them at the airport when you get off the thing if you want to rent a car. Or there's some downtown. There's some here in Novi Sad even. And driving here, most of the vehicles here, just so you know, are stick shift. I'm sure the rental car companies have automatics, but in general, in Serbia, all cars are really small and they're automatic, or they're manual transmission. So it makes it kind of crappy to drive. The roads here are very, very narrow in a lot of places too. There's lots of traffic police, like out in smaller communities. They set out along the road with this speed thing, so you might be careful with that. And a lot of the roads are not very nice. Lots of congestion and lots of potholes and things. Other than that, that's it, my friend. I'm going to get to my sausage, going to get to my spaghetti, and I'm going to get off here. Thank you. I wish you the best time here in Serbia, but send me your email, Kerr, and I'll send you some info on my tour stuff. Okay? Prijetno, doviđenja.